testing two. Let's do this again here. Testing testicles. This is Gorgeous George here. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. We're live, and hopefully we can hear us properly in the different planets. Maybe in Uranus you can hear us. That's pretty much where you might be able to. So anyway,
I'm not even sure some of these people are even in our solar system.
Well, yeah, they're out there. But anyway, so tonight it's me and Haunting Melody.
Hi, everybody.
And we are going to delve into something that we wanted to delve in for a while. This is going to be the very last troll video that I do, for a while until this court case is over. And I wanted to do this for a while, but haven't done such, but now we're going to do it tonight. And it's going to critique the original video between M. Saunders and Marty McBitch. And Warren, Piss 44. And we're going to do that version of it because we're going to go ahead and play that, and we're going to do like if you would a fact check. We're going to check the facts, and we're going to correct the misnumerals and pretty much the things that are fallacies and that are wrong. And that's what we're going to do. So before we do that, just want to say this: the reason why Melody was attacked from the very beginning is because she was on one of my shows. And at the time, before we did the 2017 season, Melody was asked to be on the show by two different people before I had asked her to come on. And one was by one of my ex-co-hosts, Bo, and also by M. Saunders.
That is very correct.
And M. Saunders was going to be part of the show. He was part of my birthday show, and he was playing an attorney. And so basically he was playing an attorney, and of course, he was going to be a part of it until all hell broke loose. And until, he decided to go ahead and
show his true colors and show everyone that he's fake.
And do an about face. Now, we're going to get to all that. The reason why these trolls attacked Melody, because she called it the way it was. We had talked about the court case. I said some things about the current judge, which was never brought up a name. I never mentioned the judge's name.
So I actually had no clue about any of this until most of you idiot trolls have filled me in on the case, which you better hope that doesn't hurt the case, because you're not allowed to talk about court cases when they're going on. Right. Come on now. Use your brains, y'all.
So the thing about it is, we were talking about the case, which was not the most brightest thing for me to do, but I was venting.
Agreed.
I was venting. But Melody had stated in the video that the judge should probably recuse himself. Should probably recuse himself because of maybe bias, maybe partial bias, by being biased, and whatnot.
Well, and the reason I did was because when you're sworn into oath or sworn into office, whatever, and you take an oath, that oath is to uphold the law. And we're also asked, I know I'm going to have to do it when I get my license to become a forensics pathologist. I'm going to have to also swear the same oath that I will not hold any biasm towards any case that is brought before me, any autopsy, anything, no matter how difficult it might be. It could be a child abuse case, and I could want to hurt the parents, but I'm not allowed to have a biasm. And if I feel that I have a biasm, and as a mother, I would have to recuse myself from the autopsy because I can't do that. So, and same with a dirty judge.
Well, now,
if it's clear as case, it's clear as there.
Right. Now, I never said the judge was dirty. I never said the judge took bribes. All that was
said by the trolls.
All that was said by the trolls.
Y'all people, we didn't say that.
And it was, what I said was stretched into all this other stuff about bribes and, all this other stuff. And it never...
That's what they do. Yeah. They take one little thing and make it up a story. Never
ever said that. But basically, the case, I was just damning to me the strongest part of the case would have got thrown out. The strongest part upon reconsideration, the strongest part of the case, we got thrown out. That was the baffling thing. So neither here, neither there. And then this is when it all started.
Yep.
And this is when all this other stuff had started. We're going to play.
Hold on really quick. I have a question. So I was attacked because of something that's actually written right there for anyone to see. Why? What is it that you don't want found out? Why is it that you're fighting this so hard? There's something not so right here. Something smells very funky. And everyone keeps saying that he smells, but I'm smelling a rat on y'all's end, not on this end. So maybe you should look around and figure out who y'all are backing up before you start backing people up.
Well, Melly, I've been going through this.
I know you have. I know you have.
I've been going through this for ages, a long time.
But see, I believe in good in people. I do, and unfortunately, that's my downfall. Is I'm too nice and I'm too sweet. But there gets to be a limit, and you know, I'm not even mad anymore. Now I'm to the point where, yeah, I'm gonna have some real fun with this.
Well,
let's play dirty.
The thing about it is, I have come to the realization that they want us to do this.
Of course they do.
They want us.
They want attention. That's all they want.
Exactly. They want a reaction
They're
from me
nobodies.
because that makes their dong stronger. They rub their 2-inch dongs.
You know what's
everything
even
that I say.
sadder
Basically.
is the fact that even if they have jobs or no matter what they do, at the end of the day, they still come home and watch our videos. And you know, it's the obsession that's the sad part.
Yeah.
Is that you just want to hate and hate and hate and hate.
Yeah.
You know, it's so funny. I got my roommate over here playing some video games, and he brought up a really good point. We have an amazing fan base. Amazing. There's so many of y'all that are pulling together, and you know.
Peanut gallery.
Right, it's the peanut gallery. That's what
Paper hat crowd.
y'all are the peanut gallery.
Paper hat crowd, pretty much.
So, you know, like I said, Marty McFly, your videos went to and nowhere. You barely have any views.
Bye-bye. Your channel went bye-bye.
But not even that. You barely have any views. You act like you're somebody when you're not, because you're backed by somebody that's actually somebody, and you're trying to live vicariously through him.
Living vicariously through me.
And well, I was more talking about Sean.
Huh?
Sean, his best friend, right? Whoever that guy is, you're suing.
Well, I'm suing with Sean.
Yeah, that best friend of his.
Yeah, Sean and Will.
There you go, that guy.
Sean.
Sounds like he's really trying to live vicariously through him, and he claims to have all this money, right? And all this, well, I'm this person and I'm that person, but we obviously found out that you're drunk, and you beat your wife. She left you exactly a year ago. Funny, that's when you started showing up, and I'm sure the goons and trolls have seen and put those two together.
Supposedly, this clown has been in the background for a while. He's been in the background for a while. He intervened when Will obviously had cried wolf, and we wanted him to intervene. So
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, so obviously to intervene in this whole situation. So, but let me just say this to you. It's going to end up being fruitless.
Yes.
And any countersuit is laughable. Any countersuit that you come up with against me is going to be laughable. I'm not sitting around just, letting this all go by. Of course, now this latest craptastic thing that's been filed, best believe that something will be filed against it. So this craptastic thing that you filed, I will file something against it. And believe me, with my research and the backing that I have, don't
prepare them for the ass whooping they're about to receive.
This fight,
they don't deserve that.
This fight is going to go, and it's going to go, and it's going to continue because I'm going to win this case. I will win this case, and that's the bottom freaking line. Best believe.
Well, actually,
you've
been getting into that spiritual stuff lately. So let me throw this out to you. Actually, the bottom line is this: that nothing here on earth is really anything. Our reward, it's not here on earth. It's not. And with that being said, that you have to one day answer for everything that you do. It's called Judgment Day. We all know what Judgment Day is.
Right.
So my question is to y'all, when you look in the mirror, do you really think that you're going to pass through those pearly gates? Do you think that somebody is gonna allow you to walk in with a mouth like that. The things y'all say about me,
these people are atheists anyway, basically.
I don't care. I need to grab my soap and toothbrush and wash some of their mouths out because they got some dirty, nasty mouths. Your mama obviously didn't beat your butt when
these
she had the
people
chance.
have no education. Half of them have no education. A lot of these people are pretty much cellar dwellers. And parasites and weasel parasites.
Well, I do want to also say this one thing. What was his name? Decay, legal decay, whatever. It's a shame you attacked me and called me a whore because I noticed you're a gamer. I seen all over your site that you like Kirby. I love Kirby, and most girls do, and so do younger children. But we're not going to get into that. But I noticed you're a big-time gamer, and, so am I. That's what I do in my spare time. I love to game with my son and my friends and stuff like that. So it's sad you attacked me because we actually share a lot in common.
He is, this...
Oh, no, he's already showed who his true colors. He's an ugly person on the inside. I don't care what his picture looks like.
Need I say more?
And we share the same name. Come on, now.
Well, he's special, all right. He's like...
I actually don't really have a problem with him other than he's a follower. You see someone getting attacked, let me follow, I want attention.
Pretty much a dweeb.
Cool.
He got fired from parties and as a burger flipper.
I have never flipped burgers a day.
His mother, we're not mentioning names, so we can do this. His mother pretty much is involved in this. She's like a 60-year-old hag that probably...
What did the mama do? What did the mama do? The mama didn't do nothing.
Hag.
She didn't do nothing.
She's a 60-year-old hag, and they probably have incest love together. I don't know.
Oh, come on now. That comment did not come from me.
We didn't mention names, so that
I'm a mom. I love a mama's boy. Come on now, if you love your mama, go on ahead.
Anyway, the guy's a loser.
If you're 30 years old and still living with her,
he probably
40, actually 30 I can see. 40, 50, 60, good, we got a problem.
Yeah, he's a loser, and it's about.
I'm not putting anyone. I'm saying if you're in those age groups and you live with your mom, unless you're taking care of her, there's an issue.
Yeah.
If you're taking care of her, you know what? You're an amazing person. Bravo, because that's hard work to do. Trust me, I had to do it with an 82-year-old
He's a product of Asperger's. He's a product of Asperger's, this guy. So anyway, let's get down to what we are talking about right now. This is the video that we are going to critique.
Now I need you to show me what you're
doing. And this is the video that...
It says it's 5 hours.
Yeah, we're going to try to keep it short. This is the critique of Piss 4400's critique of the original video between Saunders and McFly, and we're going to critique all three of them, and we're going to fact check. Go ahead.
Well, actually, it's not a fact check. We're going to put some facts in to where the lies have been placed.
Well, it's going to be we're going to put the facts in. Yes, we're back to
the channel's getting old. We'll put the old channel on the thing. Now, what I liked about how people saw me as, and even other people, such as the trolls, the Gorgeous Georges, the goons, is that when they refer to Piss 4400, they always refer to a Charles Manson figure.
Well, we're going to stop there. The reason they do is because your picture's Charles Manson. Let's just put that out there.
And without even realizing it, it's not what my impression would
We're going to skip
through. Let's go through this. Yes, fast forward that.
Several peak videos, so that's why I'm talking, because people have no...
We're going to get to the part where he's critiquing the video. So, yeah.
So, this is Piss 4400 / the chatting hour. And as much as these people don't think you still say something, I have been a professional or HD before nobody...
Yeah, we don't care about that right now. Say blah, 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 blah.
Is that on the same video?
What I did is give him has eBay.
I'm sorry, I don't get on these videos enough to know where the timestamps are.
Let me see. We're going to get to the part where we're going to be critiquing right now. Let's do this.
Go down here.
Yeah.
I figured I did this. I figured I'd write a note like that. I know he's probably going to say something to eBay, but I don't really give two fucks. Right. Because people like that are...
All right, we're going to get through all that. And...
Every time we take a shirt, that's...
Oh, good music.
Laughing and yes.
Oh, here we go.
All right, we're going to go right into it right now.
Oh, no, he does.
Okay.
Kevin, have you seen that Kevin... Do you think Kevin laughs at what we do?
Oh, no, he does. Because I was sitting there talking about it with him one day, and he thought it was fucking... I mean, he just started snickering and laughing and yes.
Well, Kevin has...
All right,
First and foremost, we're both going to say that's a lie.
Kevin
We didn't even need to hear the rest of that.
Yeah, well, now, let me just say this. Kevin pretty much is a free spirit. Kevin has been a great co-host of the show. And what these trolls do repeatedly, they always try to put one against the other.
Yes.
They try to put one against the other, and they've done that before to no avail.
Well, guess what? It didn't work. When you have real friends and real friends know all those lies aren't true, well, they're meaningless.
So, in closing to that, basically, that is a bunch of bunk. Yeah, made up. Go ahead.
All right.
Made comments before that if you want to be famous, any publicity is good publicity. And us putting videos on the internet surely means more people would see George and the show and him. Do you agree that that's true?
From what I can understand, is he wants to market any...
Don't you notice how he doesn't even answer that question? He wants to flip it around so he can have some time to talk. It was a simple yes or no question.
Well,
here, I'll answer it. Actually, it's yes.
Well, let me say this. Okay. We're not famous upon the trolls.
No.
I'm not famous upon what the trolls do.
I didn't know y'all when I was 5.
What I do is what we do, what me and Kevin have been doing for so many years on the show. That is what the preface of what the show is about, not the call-in stuff, but what the comedy stuff that we do and the live call-in show that we do and the people that we have on our show. That is the premise of what we do. The base is the meat and potatoes of the show.
See, we actually do things that are funny to make people laugh. We don't intentionally try to hurt anybody or bully anybody. But see, when you cross the line and come at me, I come at you. And I'm going to keep coming at you. And I'm going to keep coming at you. And I'm going to keep coming at you. And I'm going to be that nightmare in the dark that you didn't even see coming. Sorry. Let's continue.
Thing that would potentially give him any sort of attention. And I don't think Kevin... I think Kevin comes around...
All right, let's stop talking about Kevin. Cause...
This is another question. Do you think George is a closeted homosexual?
All right, let's go to that.
I am convinced beyond belief. Me and Danny have said it to him many times.
Right.
No man that is comfortable in his sexuality is offended by a homosexual.
All right,
No one is...
That's defamation right there. That is
Hold on.
true defamation. And what you're talking about is this. I am not a homophobe. I am not a closet homo. For you to say that is conjecture. What you're saying is because you wish maybe I was. And
maybe that would explain the obsession. Seriously.
maybe you wish I was, and maybe you both wish I was, but I'm not.
I mean, they all call you gay. I mean, what is the big deal?
Because my initials.
I know.
That's the ongoing joke.
That's so stupid.
But the brass tacks of this whole thing
Are we in elementary school, y'all?
The brass tacks of this whole thing is that they wish, but I am a heterosexual. I love.
I know they accuse you of getting prostitutes, but then call you gay. So which is it? Is he gay or does he get prostitutes? You make no sense.
I love
proving your own lies. Okay, wow. We all know that.
There's a go.
Let's continue.
Offended by a homosexual and someone who is closeted.
Yeah, closeted.
That's what hurts George the most.
It's because not only are women not attracted to him, but neither are gay men.
Pause it for a second. Let me tell you something, you prick. You have no idea of what I've been with and who I've been with.
I hear he was a pretty hot thing back in the day. Let me tell y'all. Y'all don't live in Richmond.
Let me tell you something. I bet you I've had more tail than you've had in your entire existence. Matter of fact, I bet you dimes to donuts that you probably the first... Well, I'm not even going to say that.
But I'll even put it this way. Because of all the attention this is getting and everything that's going on, there's this company around here in Richmond that decided to air an old commercial of his. And not just one, but 2. Same company, 2 different commercials. So, you know, you sit there and you try to, defame him and do this and that and this and that. But the people around here, we love him. You know, he's good people's. Y'all can do whatever y'all want. Y'all can try to paint him in a bad light. Nobody's perfect. Neither are y'all. And if you say you are, you're lying your ass off even more.
This is what they do. They rub their 2-inch dong to everything I say.
I know they do. Goodness, do you see how many times I would get views?
Yes.
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I thought I got 5 or 6. But when you sit there and repeatedly, and I know it's not 300 people watching my freaking videos, that's ridiculous.
Right.
You know, that's, wow. Keep twiddling them thumbs. All right. Let's go on to the rest of it. Sorry, I keep my phone locked like Fort Knox in case any idiot decides to try to pick it up and walk off with it.
Make sure you eat some popcorn.
Now, that was my favorite.
Right,
that
grab
was
the popcorn.
one of my favorite things. He would ask for work to be done, and he would have this money. And I need. Can you spot me a Benjamin Franklin?
All right, yeah, let's stop this for a second. Mike, you know I had with anything that you did, you were compensated for. So.
Hold on, and I want to point out that the night that I actually met you, that Michael called me on Facebook Messenger to hang out. One, he was obliterated fucking drunk. Not only that, but he was paying George to be his personal cab driver because he wanted to get shit-faced and go club to club to club and make a ruckus of themselves because he's a lawyer. He can do whatever he wants. His bank account's so fat.
I was his handler. I was his handler to make sure that he didn't get out of line and whatnot, and that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I know.
But,
y'all coming at George. Look who needed the handling.
I had to pick him up off the floor a few times when he fell down in the Daddy Rabbits. Mm-hmm. He fell down on the Daddy Rabbits.
Yes, he did.
I had to pick him up. And then it's just, a spectacle when he went in there. So, so I was his handler in these. I didn't want to go to, because I used to go to these clubs a lot. I've been to Las Vegas, and that's, back in the day, that's his house, Sue, the girl Sue. Everybody knows how I met her there, and the rest was history. But that situation was, that was ages ago. And so I kind of don't go to gentlemen's clubs, but I was there as a handler. And
cab services, stuff like that. Let me point something out to y'all gentlemen, too. There's a big difference between a gentleman's club and a strip club. These women right here in Richmond, they're beautiful. They work really, really hard. I'm not saying all of them are. Trust me, I'm not going to lie. But, there's a group of them. And, yes, I have been a part of that group so honorably for so long. And I got to watch some of these new girls come in and be able to, show them the difference between class and trash, So, also, half of these women that you're calling these whore strippers or whores, this and that, well, let me tell you what, some of those women might be giving you a colonoscopy at your next doctor visit, or be working on your teeth at the dentist office. Yeah. You never know. You never know. So you better watch what you say.
People do this profession. These ladies do it, and to get themselves through school. That's what they do.
Oh, so trust me, medical school is not cheap, and I went through 4 years of medical school.
So it's not illegal. It's whatever they do, whatever you have to do to get yourself on.
Well, hold on, that's where you draw the line. When you do whatever you have to do, that is illegal. And that's where I say that there's trash out there. Yes, there is.
But doing dancing in a gentleman's club is not illegal.
No, not at all. We even have go-go bars.
To get yourself,
Girls don't even take off their clothes in a go-go bar.
Get yourself to go to school.
We are Virginia. You do realize that we don't have nudity, right? I'm not sure if y'all are aware of that.
Let me just say this, Lo.
We can't even serve liquor in a club.
Anything that was paid or anything that should have not been discussed on a recorded conversation. Now, Mike, you say that you didn't know that this conversation was being recorded.
Oh, he straight bashed a friend and made up lies about me and everything else. And I'm ashamed to even have ever called you a friend.
You know darn well that it was being recorded. And this guy had his attentions throughout this whole conversation was to lame-base me because his buddy Will was being sued. His buddy Will is being sued, and
wait, Will Markland's being sued?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, y'all got him. I'm not in on all this stuff. Y'all act like I know everything.
So boo-hoo.
Like I'm stuck to his side all the time, and I'm not. I have a life and kids.
Right. So boo-hoo, and he's defending his buddy. And he intervenes. Well, that's going to be a mistake, and that's going to end up being a mistake that's going to
first and foremost,
in real world.
Look, no disrespect, Will, but if you have something going on with George, it needs to stay between y'all two. Nobody else needs to get involved.
Well, no.
Seriously.
No. This Marty character.
Oh, no, he put himself where he got himself.
Yes, that's where he's, but he intervened because his buddy is being sued.
And I get it, loyalty, I get it, honor.
But he's being sued. But that's going to be a mistake that's going to bite in the arse. All right, let's go back to
As I said, I don't know the situation, so I just know that sticking your nose where it doesn't belong.
And that nose is going to get swiped off.
It gets you in trouble.
Yeah. But we know what the deal. But none of this should have been recorded on airwaves. So we're critiquing the critique.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Well, can you loan me some money?
False.
So he would come by and get money, take it, and run down to visit that whore in the jail.
That's actually not true. I know for a fact that's not true. And I also know that right after he made this, he went out on a dinner with George. So, damn.
Accusations about you. That just thinks that he can deflect anything about him by saying things about you that we all know aren't true. Do you know where this whole thing with him and prostitutes in jail started?
All right.
No, I don't. I have wondered it, but
Again,
Actually, I do. It came straight out of his imagination.
well, here's the deal. This is all defamation right here. Defamation that's being spewed by these two people.
Reaching for a limit.
I'm gonna say this, okay? Saunders, you know darn well when the three of us were hanging out. And
y'all all went out to dinner. What's up with that?
The three of us were hanging out. Okay, no, but I mean, this is when you, me, and him were hanging out.
Oh,
and
yeah, that was before all this.
And
Okay,
and he was trying to hit on you the whole time.
Oh, yeah, it was caught on...
So the vile things that have been said concerning you through Saunders.
Was this because I said no?
And
was it because I said I'd rather sleep with Danny than you?
He said that he was trying to hit on you for a long time.
Oh,
he's been trying to get with you for a long time.
Okay, hold on. Let me point this out. The first time, I've been friends with him on Saunders for Facebook for a long time. He's followed me. But, I got quite a few fans. But, he was one that always stuck out, Yeah, he's gay. He's awesome. He was funny, witty, or so I thought. So, I paid attention to him. And then one day, I'm at work, and all of a sudden I turn around and I see someone say, he called me by my actual real middle name and last name. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, Saunders? And he was like, yeah. So we actually got to meet each other face to face. And, everything was good from there, but everyone warned me, stay away from him, stay away from him, stay away from him. But see, I got a good heart. I believe in the best in everybody. And it got me in trouble because he turned two-faced and turned right around and made a bunch of lies up because I said no. And I said his husband was way hotter than his nasty fat ass.
Well, here's another thing, too. The whole situation boils down to this, is that these people were going after him. These people were attacking him. And
good. He deserves it, actually.
These people were attacking him, calling him a sodomite, all this. So he was...
Hold on. I want to also... So you got sodomy legalized on the books, right, in Virginia? That's what you said. Well, I'm sorry, but it's right there on our books that it's still illegal. Another lie we caught you in.
So, but then when they were going ahead, and then basically when they told you to stab me in the back, so to speak, they tell you, if you diss him and you stab him in the back, we'll remove all those videos. Well, that's what you did, and then that's when the pact was formed between you and Marty McBitch. And then this is where the trust issue came into play, where, that you were trying to be a double agent and play me on this situation. Now, I didn't know you for that. I mean, you used to say that you used to watch my show as a kid, and that's good. You used to watch the show with my kid. So I didn't, know you for only about a year. And while you were hired to format my legal papers. That's what you were paid, to format my legal papers. That was the extent of it. So, again...
Did he talk about that? Did he talk about any of the stuff between you two, like the court stuff or any legal stuff?
He had made mention about,
You're walking a fine line on that, Saunders, and you know exactly what I'm talking about with that.
Let's just say this. let's just say this. None of this, again, he dropped my telephone number. That's how they got my telephone number. That's how they've been lighting up my number.
Which is illegal.
All hours of the day, all hours of the night. So this is where, I cannot trust you. And I have not been able to trust you ever since. I go ahead and we'll critique more.
Myself, from what I understand, he meets these women. They come to live with him. They stay for a couple days. Once they get tired of the filth, to find some other slob to move in.
Well, you have no idea what you're talking about, buddy.
Except George falls in love.
I want to point out that his roommate was a guy, not a female.
With these whores.
Jesus.
You cannot love a whore.
No, but he has that
whores.
right.
Well, you have no idea who I hang out with.
What did he say? You can't love a whore?
You have no idea who I associate with.
Is that what he said?
That's what he said. You have no idea.
Dude, you do realize you're like the biggest man whore in
You
Richmond,
have no
right?
idea who I associate with. You have no idea about the women that have been in my life. So that's all conjecture and speculation on your part. That's defamation.
Well, I mean, and mine's not. God, do you know how many women can back up my statement? Ha! That's funny.
Do you know about him hiring a private detective to chase Sue all around Vegas?
No, I don't.
What did he say to chase strippers?
Okay.
First and foremost, even if he did hire a private investigator, it definitely wouldn't be to chase strippers.
Let me just say this about that. Okay. Sue was a situation in my younger... Sue and I were on again, off again for the longest time.
Let's bring up y'all's ex-girlfriends. Y'all want to do that? Y'all want to bring up exes so bad?
What you all like to do is tear people down.
Oh, wait, I forgot they probably don't have any exes.
Well,
they'd have to have a girlfriend to have an ex.
The whole situation is, this is what they're, what these trolls, even before this prick, McFly, or, this guy was even involved in this situation, it was all about bringing up people that in my life, trying to bash people in my life. That's why this is why these people have no freaking life, because they stroke off to everything that's said, and they make comments.
Well, he's got a lot to say, but he ain't talking about the fact that he beat the hell out of his wife and she grabbed the kids and took off and divorced his ass.
Yeah, I don't know.
Also public record.
Yeah.
So if it's out there, we gonna find it, just to let you know. And it looks like you're pretty pissed off, too, that I said what I said before.
But I'm not... We're going to look at that, yeah, and that's true. We're going to bring, that's going to be brought up too. But let me just say this to you: you can sit here and try to go in my world. We're going to go in your world, and we're going to bring up more skeletons in your little.
I mean, damn, yeah. For all this fucking soap opera, I should be getting fucking paid for this shit. This takes time and energy away from my children. Mama Bear don't like that.
Let's go ahead and swig it.
Yeah, he hired a private detective to trace an ex of his all around Vegas and follow her because she hocked his engagement ring for meth.
Yeah, that's a lie. Go ahead.
Hold on, even if it was a lie, what man in the world wouldn't be pissed if his girl took off with an engagement ring and pawned it for meth? Ex-girlfriend.
This is that's the oldest joke that these trolls have come up with. That's not what happened. And
but I'm saying even if by their own lies. Right, let's just take their lies. So even if it did happen, because we're critiquing it, right? So by them saying that they actually just made your case, not theirs, because if somebody stole my stuff and went off to Vegas and knocked it for some meth, I'm tracking that bitch down.
I made a mistake one time she had a methamphetamine problem. I made a mistake by, back in the day, airing out my dirty laundry, and this is why they take what I say and they twist it up. And this has been an ongoing joke for the longest time, and yet they have their facts are skewed.
Yep.
So let's continue on.
Trust me, I'm well aware their facts are skewed.
Yeah.
The farseer of regality asked me to elaborate on why he's paying the hookers in jail.
Let's go past.
Under the promise that he will have that they will sleep with him upon release.
Come on now. That makes no sense. We don't have hookers in jail. Well, we've got lots of hookers in jail, but they don't get conjugal visits.
I only transcribe verbatim what it says.
Okay, so when you started to transcribe it and look at it, at any point did you look at it and go, listen, I've worked on a lot of things like this, and this is not going to work?
Okay.
Actually, hold on, I can already speak for that. He tried to help him. I heard him myself. He kept trying to say, I can help you with this, and I can help you with that, and I can help you with this, and I can help you with that. So, that's another lie. Go ahead. I know you wanted to say something.
Well, the thing about it is look, again, none of this should have been recorded. None of this should have been put out there for people to see. Basically, we had a difference. He was to go ahead and to format my documents. And we would come up with case law, and I would come up with that, and it would be to format the documents. That was what was in play. Again, this information should have not been ever said, because what these people do, they try to get involved, or they're trying to dig up stuff. This is something of another where...
He was representing himself as a legal representative. Therefore, anything that y'all should have said in privacy should have stayed in privacy.
Yeah. And this is what the problem I have with Saunders. The problem I have with Saunders, he can go ahead and then all of a sudden then befriend these people and then do all this stuff and reveal playing double agent, playing both sides.
Yep. And we're calling you out too.
And that does not wash.
At least we're telling the truth and calling you out.
Hundreds. My son, my own boy, who's downstairs playing PlayStation.
Why are we bringing up our children? At least I tried to lock mine out the door. You can try to say I added them, but I locked them out the door.
Let's hear
and my roommate can confirm
Let's
that.
finish this case. I've got something to say.
My own son would look at him and say, "Your claims are frivolous." And he would get so infuriated.
Okay, here's the deal.
That is kind of cute, though. But he shouldn't know about your
What
kid.
Saunders did, he took his kid and he coached his kid
to
go ahead to say the first day where I met his son to call me a fat, untalented slob.
Which is illegal. It is illegal.
It's
No. You cannot involve a child in any adult situation or conversation.
Child involved in a situation like that with an adult is bad parenting.
Yes.
And I told you this on the phone, that we contacted your ex because we wanted her to know.
Did you tell everyone
the
that you don't even have custody of your son? Did you tell them that apparently you can't even in the court's eyes be a parent? Please.
The situation is this: when you I told you several times to get your kid and to teach
him not to bully,
to punish him, or to tell him to go ahead and leave the room.
Right, lock him out.
Because what goes between two adults needs to stay between two adults. To get your son involved and to coach him to say disturbing things like as such is totally unheard of. And basically...
Oh, no, women do it all the time.
But the mother needed to know what was happening.
Yes, she did.
And the bottom line is, listen.
People throwing out CPS this and CPS that.
Appreciate.
Yeah.
And the reason why, because
that's a class 3 felony to throw that out.
Dropping my ex-girlfriend's name. Okay? Because I know that you did. You dropped my ex-girlfriend's name and another girl's name that you should have not dropped to those trolls. And that was why we went this route, because it pissed me off. It pissed me off that you decided to, be smug about it. And then, yes, your child, and I told you this, should have not been in the room when we were conducting business and should have been scolded and punished by the comments that came out of his mouth. But no, you coached him. So the mother needed to know that.
And then you're right here on video, doing the same thing.
Did you ever challenge this and say, "Listen, George, you're running a real risk here of causing yourself a problem with this court case"?
Okay, we're going to get past this bullshit because it's lies.
We killed his father. The guy's mad.
Yeah, he killed his dad too. Everything that happens with George, there's always someone else's fault.
Yeah, we've noticed that. He's always got to have someone to blame for everything that's happened. He can never take responsibility.
Okay, well,
Sounds like y'all right now, actually. Y'all can't take responsibility.
Listen. I have had things in my life that I have fought for. Everything that I have believed in, I have fought for. I've had good things in my life. I've had bad things in my life. I've had good times. I've had bad times. From a king to a pauper to a king. Okay? And everything in between. But I don't need people to sit there to try to analyze and try to critique my situation.
First of all, why are you bringing up his dad?
In my shoes. You haven't been in my shoes. You don't know what it's like. It's like you don't know. And it's like, it's jealousy.
Hold on. I want to pull something up.
It's jealousy.
Why are you bringing up his dad? Seriously, let's bring up your dead mom or your dead grandma or did you have a sister that died? Well, we're going to find that out. You want to bring that up and talk about it? That's some sensitive stuff. That is a no-go territory, kind of like when we were talking about not all speech is free.
Well, and that's true, and that's right. And so, you see, freedom of speech doesn't give you carte blanche to say anything.
Well, when it was written...
Freedom of speech doesn't give you the right to say anything just pretty willy-nilly without paying some consequences. Obviously, the N-word right there. You say the N-word, your career is gone.
Yep.
So
obviously, free speech isn't free speech because you can't say certain things. You can't call people names. Can't call me a whore. Can't do stuff like that because it's still illegal.
So there is a fine line.
And if you think it bothers me, it doesn't, because people that know me know that's not true.
But
I don't even get out my house. Like, I don't leave. All I do is play with my kids and make sure they make good grades and take care of house and home and clean and do laundry and cook and take care of the kids, you know. Oh, my goodness, you have no clue what I go through in a day. I ain't got time for y'all children out there.
But the bottom line is simply this. You know, if you're going to walk the talk or talk the walk, then you need to back it up.
If you're going to talk the talk, you better walk it up.
Because here's the situation. Because if you attack me, you make up lies about me and make up half-truths, we're going to come and expose...
They obviously don't know about Richmond because, let me tell you, here in Richmond, we don't play. We do not play.
What I'm saying is we're going to expose you and we're going to bring out your skeletons out of your closet.
Just like I did you, Marty. Just like I did you, Groggy-Eyed and Fried. And just like I did you, Piss 44. But see, I'm not going to attack you anymore because I noticed from your video, you're not all right there. But, you know, that's okay because you're a beautiful person. And God has made everyone to be a beautiful person. If you cannot control what's wrong with you, you cannot control it. But if you can, we got some issues, baby. If not, you know...
I'm going to say this about Piss. Piss starves for attention. Piss wants their approval. If he doesn't get their approval... Exactly. Piss,
you want real approval? Like, actually go for real
Listen
approval.
to your spiritual daddy and your spiritual sister.
Yeah, I know. Brother.
Your spiritual daddy and your spiritual sister are telling you, Piss 4400, you're starving for their attention. You don't need their attention.
No,
you need to push away from the computer. Not telling you to not do your shows and all that, but do something else and stop talking about them.
Stay away from stuff that rots your brain.
And just broaden your horizon and do something more productive than regurgitating the same old thing over and over again. Jeremy, you sometimes hit the nail on the head.
I agree with a lot of what you say, but
sometimes, Jeremy, you
listen too much to other people.
You'll say things to get me riled up. You say things to get a reaction because you want their approval. And sometimes, Jeremy, you call it the way it is. So I do believe, Jeremy, that you have some intelligence upstairs in your head.
Oh, yeah.
But you need...
But I'm not sure what happened with the rest. No offense.
But what you need to do is push away from all this.
Hell yeah.
Okay? Okay, this go ahead.
Actions.
Nothing is caused by George.
Now, have you, when you were doing this, you were going through everything, did George ever really grasp the fact that he was never going to get anywhere with YouTube and Google?
No.
Pause that.
Looks like we did. Let's just point that out. Looks like it's another lie because, Marty McFly, your channel does not exist. Well, hold on. It does on your computer. You can look at it, but we don't see it.
That channel went bye-bye, and so are the other channels are going to go bye-bye if I've got anything to say about it. All those channels are going to go bye-bye. And you know why they're going to go bye-bye? Because I said so.
Well, I'm going to pick them off one by one just for their bullying content. I mean, it's a shame when other parents are coming forward talking about the content of y'all's videos. But let's continue.
I convinced him there's something called, let me pull this file up.
Because obviously,
Communication and Decency Act, I think.
Yeah.
There's a federal statute here in the United States internet service providers immune from prosecution.
Yes.
Acting like he lives in Sweden, dude. He lives in the United States.
The thing
he knows
about
our laws.
the Section 230 is, yes, that YouTube and Facebook, they can use that. But YouTube and Facebook have been sued numerous times before.
Actually, you want to bring up Facebook? Yeah, let's bring up Facebook right now.
But let me discuss this.
Or YouTube.
We'll get to that. YouTube has been sued countless times, but here's the situation.
Oh, they've had my back.
Here's the situation. Saunders talked me out of, told me to pretty much take them off because of that. He kept drilling it in my head, so I did take YouTube off.
And I told him that was the stupidest thing he could have done.
Yeah, well, basically I did that, and I could always add them back on, but we're going to see and wait to see.
Oh, we're waiting.
We're waiting
right
to
now,
see
they're doing
that their
job.
attorneys are going to do, the attorneys that I'm speaking with are going to let them know and tell them, and hopefully this stuff will come off and come down. And that's what we're waiting for, because we already got a few channels knocked off. We're going to get them all knocked off, all down. All of them are coming down.
For things that people do.
Right.
And we were researching, and finally I found the Fourth Circuit decision right on.
Well, we're going to fast forward.
Kill somebody, and it was so bad that you cannot sue just because
was money to save the house.
He has been abused by Will and Sean so much.
No.
Did you ever challenge him on what he's done?
Let me tell you something. Yes, they have been the catalysts and the reasons for copyright. They have put my material on, and they've stolen my copyright. They've also defamed me relentlessly.
Hold on, but doesn't that mean that you have the right to do it to them too if they get away with it?
The only thing that I've done were mere small retaliation. Now, let me just say this. Mr. Brennan was pretty much the ringleader out of all this for a good long time. Mr. Brennan would call my neighbors. He would get my neighbors involved. He would do this, that, and the other. He would make up stories and about me. He called me at a cab service thinking he was in Richmond. I didn't even recognize his voice, and held up my time as a prank by telling me to go to Godfrey's and pick him up there at Godfrey's. That is in a lawsuit. They have sent people to my house, Craigslist, gay sex, which I had to escort the person off my property and call the Henrico police.
This is called stalking, and it is against the law.
I have had several incidents where I've had pizza food deliveries being sent to my house.
Oh, no, another YouTuber had the same thing happen to her, and she wound up in the hospital because they did it with they put black pepper on it because she had admitted she was allergic to black pepper.
Where I told them that they had to send that thing right back.
And now you see why YouTube's helping.
And there has been several other incidents that are in there. So Mr. Brennan had said that I had called his mother. Well, I called his mother.
You really called his mom?
Yes. I called his mother because he kept calling the house number. So I wanted to speak with him to see what his problem was.
Oh, so you just returned the call.
So his mother did this crying act on the phone.
Hold on. I want to get this straight. So you called the phone back, right?
Yes.
And his mom picked up the phone.
His mother had picked up the telephone.
So he lives at home with his mom.
Correct.
And who is this gentleman again?
This is one of the people that I'm suing.
Sean Brennan.
Correct.
Who is he?
He's one of the people that I'm suing.
So he's just a troll.
He was the ringleader out of this whole thing.
Oh.
So I called back to see what's going on, and I had to speak to him. And then, of course, she had spoke to me, crying and telling me stuff that what he was doing. And Lynn Brennan, was the one that I had spoke with on the phone, and she had told me.
Damn, your mama ratted you out.
She told me that basically that she is very disappointed. She was in tears and crying. So, I felt really bad and really sorry for the situation. It's nothing more than that. That's what I did. So it wasn't me calling your mommy. It was me calling your mother because she picked up the telephone because your number
no, it's calling it was. He was calling you.
Your mother kept calling my number. Okay? So this guy was the one who perpetuated this and then, of course, disappeared during the lawsuit.
Well, of course.
And when the marshals came, he ran out the window.
Yeah, all you hear is the crickets.
The marshals came, he jumped out the window. Okay, so we know all about this. This is the situation. So then this other clown started carrying it for a while, Markland. Markland started carrying the ball, and then he brought this other prick, McFly, this McBitch, involved in the situation. Of course, the rest is history. All right.
To Will and Sean. So getting responses
Oh, yeah, well,
and stuff.
that was cool. A lot of the times we would have to, when we were proofreading his documents, he would submit things where he would, I'll fucking kill you guys. I'm like, George, how do you think the judge is going to think about that? If you're
Never. I never said that at all, and that's a bunch of bunk. I mean, when I got mad one time on the phone, I went off on McBitch, but I never said that I'm going to kill anybody. That's all. That's distorted. Go ahead.
Not even calling him fat fuck. Well, tit for tat's what it was. They started it.
Excuse me, Saunders. Do you want to correct yourself right there? Because we all know who really started this battle.
Retaliation.
Yeah, that's been an excuse of George's for probably the last 5-6 years, that everything he does is out of retaliation.
I thought the Saunders guy stopped fucking with her.
Well, I mean, basically, this has got this has been going on for a long.
Yeah, he has stopped messing with me ever since he realized that a video was put out that he clearly did something wrong, and at least I didn't go call CPS. I actually called his baby mama to let her know before someone made a CPS call. Because people are throwing around that CPS thing real quick, and they don't realize it's a Class 3 felony just by writing it, saying it, accusing under any malicious intent.
For anything he says. And I think it's worth noting that George issues death threats to people in a fairly...
Let me tell you something. Let me stop it. Okay, you pretty much got one because you kept calling my house at all hours of the day.
Oh, so the one that's Marty, right?
Yes.
You deserved it.
You're the one that got one, and I would strangle you. If you were in my sight, I would strangle the hell out of you and would have a clear conscience. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know about that, but I definitely want to punch you in the face.
I know about that. Go ahead.
And I want to YouTube it, too. So everyone can laugh at you when you get hit by an 85-pound, 4'8" chick. I'm not even 90 pounds soaking wet. My children are bigger than I am and wear bigger clothes than I do. Y'all call me fat, but
they will take any little thing.
I'm a 00. Are you kidding me?
They will take any little thing, twist it, and that's what they do.
I know they said I looked old. Everyone thinks I'm like 16. Yeah. I wish I could walk someplace and they didn't actually ID me.
Right.
I'm sick and tired of that IDing and signing my name to prove my identity. I'm of age, I swear.
He's made some story up a few years ago that he had people from the mafia in California
just go past
going
that.
after
That's a bunch of crap.
This sort of stuff, and he was issuing death. Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. George just doesn't have the ability to see that some things just...
We didn't hear the question, but...
People call me faggot all the time. I don't give a damn.
You know what, that's funny, because, when I called Sean, and I don't know his real number, nor I cared to call it, but it was on the Google phone, he would not talk to me at all. In fact, as I said last night, Sean was probably the smartest person as far as keeping his mouth shut about this whole crap.
Yes.
Let's pause it for a second. Okay, and now that's pissed in there.
I actually agree with that.
That's Piss in there. We're doing that interview because Piss was critiquing that. So
so that's why it sounds like there's rain in the background.
So we're critiquing all three of them.
Man, who's taking a shower while
I don't know if Sean was smart. I think Sean knew that his goose was going to be cooked. Whether he's smart or not.
No, if he was smart, do you have the case against him, the lawsuit against him too?
He is kept quiet.
Because he's smart.
But I think his stupidities cost him this far. So he's not that smart. Go ahead.
Well, yeah.
I'm 5'9", 220 pounds.
Okay, let me just point out that I told you I'm 4'8", right? So Michael Saunders is barely 5 foot, and he is a big boy. Hence to why when he tried to hit on me, I said, no thank you, I'd rather have your husband.
There's 310 today.
But you're also
I'm not concerned about what people say about me. Yeah, I mean, I just...
Right, but you're so quick to say it about other people. You shouldn't call people fat. God made us all beautiful in our own way.
Well,
it is upsetting.
For him to say that I'm fat, I told him to look in the mirror.
Pot calling the kettle
black. For him to
black.
say that I'm fat, he needs to look in the mirror because he weighs about 15, 20 more pounds than I weigh. Go ahead.
And you're like almost 7 foot. Well, at least to me, you're You're pretty tall to me.
I'm 6'1".
Well, I'm like 4'8", so
Yeah. Okay.
you're almost 2 feet taller
I'm
than
a
me.
basketball player.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're like almost 2 feet taller than me.
There you go.
And when the goons came after me, I'll admit, it was a little upsetting.
Now listen.
But,
Uh-huh.
you know, it
How did it fucking feel?
There you go. That's the key thing, Mr. Saunders. It was upsetting. That's where and so you see, it was upsetting because you were being attacked. But when the shoe gets reversed, or when it gets reversed and you're exonerated, then, it's okay. That's the hypocrisy upon all this shit. And it's not okay.
Yeah, right. So, I even lost what I was going to say to that.
Okay. We're skimming through most of this because we're not going to be spending the whole time. We're just going to do the short version. It's already been an hour already. But okay.
Right.
Yeah, but also I have to say, we're dealing with George, and it's George is just incapable, I think, of ever looking at this.
Blah 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 blah.
What do you say?
Something about you're incapable of thinking. All I hear is a bunch of incompetent mumbles.
we're in your real world now.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Did George use that?
No, actually, you're in the stalking realm now. The world you're in it's a very shadowy one.
Like we've said before, the people, they're in the dark, in the mist. When you pull the mask off, like the Wizard of Oz, the wizard is behind the curtain. You pull that grand
supposed
curtain
to be
away.
almighty powerful,
You pull
and he's
the curtain
puny.
away, and you see who the wizard really is. Then his anonymity is gone bye-bye. No more anonymity. You can see who they are, and it's on even a level playing field.
Yep.
So there you go.
Saying around you that he's going to get in people's real world.
Well, anyone now?
Oh, yeah. I can't talk about what's happened, guys.
What was that? I'm sorry, my roommate just said something.
I said anybody that hide behind the computer is a fucking bitch.
I hope y'all hear that.
That's right.
Can't talk about it. But there's something brewing. Like a turd? That's the only thing.
It was advising him to not do.
Through all that bullshit they're spewing, you better hope a turd comes out of all that bullshit coming out their mouths.
Videos. Because he kept doing videos where he said, I've been told I'm not to talk about this. I've been told not to do this. Was it you? And did you tell him that? Because you said, George, listen, it's going to make you look worse if you go and do this.
Yes, you can't sue someone for defamation of character and then get on the fucking TV and call everybody a faggot.
Okay, now, first of all, if I got on there, it was...
Hold on. So it's
time.
okay. It's okay, right, to sue somebody, right? Say you're suing somebody, and say they don't like that, so they get all these people to attack you, right? Y'all think that's fair? It's not, and I do believe it could be also...
If anything that I did, it was a minuscule compared to all the relentless things that have been going on with been attacks.
Oh, yeah, I would have just screenshotted everything and showed it to the judge.
I'm Italian, and I'm the kind of person that will speak his mind, and I will hold my ground, and I won't back down. Like the Tom Petty song, I won't back down.
He's an amazing artist.
And that's the bottom line. And so that right there is sometimes I would retaliate. That's right. But I would hold my ground. But I did not, minuscule compared to what, because I know the difference.
Right.
Because all this is just a bunch of shit and thinking that they can't be beyond reproach. And this is what this clown thinks. He's beyond reproach. Well, reality is going to set in pretty soon.
Well, who? Marty McFly?
Yes.
Yeah, I proved that very quickly. Oh, and by the way, it didn't take any rocket scientist. It was a simple Google search. Oh, and every cell phone out there has it pings a location every time you make a phone call. It was too easy. Too easy. I'm not going to tell you all how to bypass that. If you're smart out there, you know how to.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite work that way in our judicial system.
And talking of going on TV and saying things you shouldn't do, in one of the shows that George did in 2017, he actually brings his court case up on TV and accuses the judge. He accuses the judge of taking.
No, hold on. He didn't accuse the judge of anything. I was on that show. Let's get that motherfucking straight right now. Okay, first and foremost, he was talking about the case, which was probably not the smartest thing to do, but he was upset because he felt like he was being treated unfair in the court case because of a clear biasm very clear. Hold on, I want to take a hold of this. This was a very clear biasm case. It doesn't take a rocket fucking scientist to see that. Okay, so yes, I spoke up about it. Yes, he shouldn't have said anything about it, but did he accuse or anything the judge being dirty? No, he did
never
not.
mention anybody's name. I said bias, and I will retract. I mean, bias. But that can be taken in so many ways. I mean, I said that.
No, a bias in the courtroom is simple.
Bias in the courtroom, but not wanting to hear it. Just not wanting to hear that aspect of it. And to me...
Yeah, if he favors the other side, he has to step down.
Yeah,
and anyway, if you pay him off, he's got to step down.
No, but let me just say this, Glenn.
But if he's a good judge and he does what he's supposed to do, man, keep doing it.
Again, I don't know any of this, but I didn't say anything to incriminate. I was venting upon the circumstances. Because I believe in all hearts of heart, on true heart, that basically that this was the strongest suit of the case. And it was baffling to me why this certain judge would do that. There was no speculation. There was no... I didn't make any major comments by saying that the judge did this and did that. They took it upon themselves to go ahead and add in what they thought I said, or the interpretation of what I said. And all I simply said was...
Oh, they put words in your mouth.
I don't understand how and why.
They put words
Was it smart of me to talk about it? No, but I was venting because it was in the heat of the moment. Go ahead.
Yes, it was that kind of show. So yes.
Taking bribes. What's your opinion on that?
I thought it was one of the stupidest things you could possibly do.
There's a lot of things that you've done there has been
First and foremost, you have the right to defend yourself no matter what angle it is. And if you feel and you have evidence to prove that, then by all means, it's not ridiculous. It would be ridiculous if you didn't stand up for yourself.
Yeah, and also saying that the judge should go back to law school 101.
What?
That's a little funny, but it is actually. I do believe that, and I believe the cops need to go back to school too, and they should go to school every fucking year because there's new laws all the time being put in our books, and half of them don't even know the law.
Let me say this: I didn't say the judge. I said that anybody that would throw that out should go back to law school 101.
Yes.
But I didn't say per se. I didn't say the word judge or his name. So.
Well, that's them taking two different statements of yours, putting words in your mouth.
Again, you need to hear the whole video of what was said and stop twisting what I'm saying like you all normally do.
Well, that's how they get attention.
Yeah.
That's how he feels good about himself.
Yeah. Well, that's what they do. They run their 2
he's got
inch
such
dog.
a shitty life. No wonder he's hating on me so much. Look what his wife did to his ass.
They're a bunch of... I tell you what, I mean, like this guy, this stuff is going to backfire. That's all I got to say.
I have judges that I personally disagree with. However,
don't we all?
They wear the black robe.
Yeah, they're making decisions.
I would never.
Yes, they wear the black robe, and you know who put them there? We did. They represent us. That says we the people, not we the government. Come on now. And I don't think a single one of y'all would disagree with that statement.
Ever disrespect a member of the judiciary under any circumstances at all, because you never know when you'll be standing.
And I never did. I never disrespected anybody.
He did not do that, but your little trolls did. Yes, they did. I even found out the judge's name. I still can't say it right, and I really don't care to.
Side of the bench you'll be on.
Actually, that's funny. Michael Saunders, you talk about what side of the bench you'll be on. Well, everyone already knows now you're on the wrong side of the bench. You are now state property. How does it feel?
Make a point that, I would...
Oh, also, by the time this video was made, you were also state property. You do know what that means. I know you do. You signed that form going into there.
Never have done something that ignorant.
Do you think that George also didn't have a true grasp of the fact that he's going to have to stand in front of these judges if this ever went to trial?
Damn right I will. Damn right.
Have to.
I think he cannot wait for that day.
I will stand and lay the facts out. Now, I'm going to say it for what it is. I don't claim to know every case law. I'm not an attorney. But what I have on my side, as I said on the show, I have a body of work, body of facts to light up a Christmas tree, like I said on the show. I have a body of facts of what had happened in the show, what happened in this whole case throughout the years. Now, do I need case law? Yeah, I probably need case law, and I'm working upon that. So I am very articulate, I'm very intelligent, and I can speak my mind, and I know what to say, and I don't need someone to coach me. Okay, unlike what you might think. So, in layman's terms, you know, you have no idea anything about what I'm going to do, anything. You can speculate and make conjecture. But the bottom line is, when I say something and when I can make it plain and make it clear, it will be known. And I will stand there and I will tell it like it is. And that's what I will do. The facts will come out and everything will be known.
All right.
Articulate his arguments.
Good. Somebody actually knows a big word.
Look at what you have to say and not the other side.
And I think that's what George has failed to grasp, because Will filed some motions that, said some things about George. You can't do this, you can't do that. And George's response was, I'm the plaintiff, I don't have to answer any questions.
Okay. This is what I said. I said basically that he hasn't answered the claim. Everything he was bringing up, like trying to challenge my papyrus that I filed, and trying to challenge other things that the judge already approved, was kind of ridiculous because he is not the judge. He was trying to question certain things about the case, trying to go into my bank account and see my bank account, which has already been approved by the judge for it to be filed that way. Right. So that right there should have never been questioned.
That's all I got.
That should have never been questioned, and that's, so, and yes, I am the plaintiff, and the claim was never answered. Now, here, recently, he's answered the claim, which we were going to contend with that here in due time.
Well, as a matter of law, I would have ruled against Will and Sean when they failed to respond timely. Yeah. I would have done that. That's just as a matter of law.
Which is correct. I'm not a lawyer, but, through part of my medical training, I do have to learn the law.
Not getting to the merits of who did what, but because they failed to respond, I would have found them in default. Yeah. However, Judge Gibney surprised the hell out of me when he didn't. He said, fuck it, it's all good.
I think maybe that's because he actually wants to hear what y'all have to say.
Well, and this is too, and like the whole thing, basically, it should have been, and we agree, me and Saunders agree on this, it should have been default, because Brennan has not responded in 8 freaking months. So Brennan should have been ruled in my favor. As far as Markland's concerned, I've already brought up everything that he's done. He keeps crying fair use, fair use. No, because the brass
fair use is when it is used for educational purposes.
Exactly.
You cannot use videos like these and make your videos and it's fair use. No, it's bullying.
Using my work unauthorized, no. You need permission written on oral, and you did not receive that.
I mean, they need to pull up their dictionaries and actually look up the word
The fair use in 1976, that fair use only applies upon educational or newsworthy events. It doesn't apply for my work to be stolen and used and hijacked by people that I don't want it to be hijacked with, because it is of my work, it's of my intellectual property, and I own it. And Piss, I want to correct you. The Comcast studio doesn't own that show.
No, they don't.
Own the show. It's not Public Works.
You pay for time.
Own the show. George Yarid.
Just like you pay to go into a studio and rap his 44, you know about rapping. So you got to pay for studio time to get in there and mix your artwork,
Gorgeous
right?
George Yarid owns the Gorgeous George show.
Same concept.
That's the bottom freaking line right there. So,
yeah.
Piss, we got to correct you on that.
I think he looked at it as the funny.
But do you also think that's because Gibney knows he's dealing with pro se litigants on all sides, but also he can see this for the frivolous case that it is?
Well,
again,
if that whole thing just contradicted itself. So Saunders says that the judge threw it out, surprised him, and allowed to hear the case, but he just said right here.
In our justice system, in order to do anything, you have to at least state a claim.
It is.
Well, you have to, in order to,
That's going backwards.
in our justice system, in order to do anything, you have to at least state a claim upon which.
Well, whatever. Y'all get the point. He literally just contradicted himself. Both of y'all did, actually.
That means the facts that you say have to satisfy the elements of the tortious conduct that you're complaining of in a fear entitles you to damages. What Mr. Yarid didn't seem to be able to understand.
The facts have to back up the evidence. Once the facts backs up the evidence, the judge rules in favor of whoever's facts back up the evidence. If there's not enough evidence to back up the file, the case, it gets thrown out.
Stand.
Actually, they have a word for it. I forget. As I said, I'm not a lawyer.
Right.
I'm in medical school.
Just because somebody says something you doesn't like doesn't constitute defamation, slander.
Correction, buddy. Correct. No.
He's right. But you cross the line when you call him faggot, gay, fat.
Here's the deal.
Any of those names.
I'm sorry. Correction. It does. I mean, you can say whatever, but the bottom of the brass tacks is when my work is being involved and it's being tied into to attack me, and my own work is being used to, discredit me and denigrate me, then that is a problem. So
that's
there
clear
is
defamation.
a fine line that's drawn in the sand.
And if the attacks are lies, that's where the defamation becomes slander as well.
I want to get to. You want to get to the part where there's, where he's going off on you.
Yeah, I'd love to.
And if we skip that, I don't know if we have.
I don't know. Where was it in the beginning or end?
It was in the middle. Let's see what we got going on, because then we want to address that. If you want to, and we'll talk about Bo as well if you want to do that.
No. He ain't worth my time.
But I just want to correct the fallacy about that. Because they're talking about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you want to talk about it? You opening up the door.
Well, I'm opening it up, but because I want to. I don't know whether it's in that video. It's in that video right there.
Shadow of a doubt.
No.
Okay. I know.
Okay. Wait. Okay.
That I did anything other than format and transcribe. He actually said that under oath once.
Yeah, that's what you. Okay, well, let me pause that for a second since that came out.
How far you live, whether it's New York, Pennsylvania. In fact, a lot of your casinos are run by the motherfucking mafia.
All right, pause it, because we're skipping that. All you formatted my papers. That's what you did. You were paid to format. So
I heard something about the mafia. You better be careful.
Yeah, I don't know. That thing was skipping, but let's go. We'll go back to that because we're not going to spend.
Where was it at the beginning or the end? As I said, I don't watch these videos. I care fucking less.
Yeah, but I want to correct some of these fallacies.
Or just
okay.
I want to see people. I wanted to hear it because I told him in an email that I sent the package off. I said, man, you're the one that scammed me.
All right, that's
I want the original
totally
battery.
Let's just do this because we don't want to spend.
However,
okay. Basically,
I don't even need that fucking video. I'll do it on my own.
Basically, the skinny of it is simply this, and we can touch upon this now. They were talking about you, I mean, in the video about kicking Bo out, and we want to correct that.
How can you kick somebody out of their own house?
Yeah.
No, leave it there. Just leave it there for a second. Just let it soak in. How can you kick somebody out of their own house? Come on, y'all. No. What happened was, Bo and I got into an altercation, and he thought he could raise fists to a girl. What he didn't realize is this girl knows how bad she could hurt a paraplegic, so I put my hands behind my back. I'm not going to hit him. Anyway, he decided to get mad and storm off and pack his shit and walked out the door, and there were plenty of witnesses to this. The whole altercation, plenty of witnesses. He then turns around and accepts from a gentleman altogether $5,000. $5,000. At the end transaction, I watched 16 grand. I'm sorry, 1,600. 1,000. Yeah, I got that right.
1,600. Yeah.
Right.
1,600.
Right. Bad at math. Sorry. At least I'll admit it. But yeah, I watched that money hit his hands. It was paid cash. In fact, the gentleman still has the receipt too. So, that being said, he sold the place legally to a gentleman, and the question everyone has now is, what did you do with all that money, Bo? What did you do with it? You have made cyber attacks on me. You can have people try to hit me up and, oh, this and oh, that, and threaten this and threaten that, and whatever. You threaten nothing. You know that. You're not even worth my time.
Let me say one thing. Bo has been a great person involved in the show for about 5 years. Back in 2010 and whatnot. Bo has been a great addition to the show. I totally felt sorry for Bo when
everyone did.
Felt sorry for Bo when he got shot, and I tried to. We tried to, comfort him and try to help him. Bo, I think Bo is a good singer. Bo was a good addition on the show. But now, the line got drawn in the sand.
He plays that paraplegic card to get attention.
When he started talking to Marty.
Oh, yeah, which I know for a fact he did. He came to me you're going to remember this, Bo. It was 5 o'clock in the morning, and you're like, I'm talking to Marty McFly or Gorgeous George, who I think is mimicking Marty McFly. Yeah. I think they're the same person.
Well, Bo did not know any of that. I
didn't even care to read it. I was like, dude, it's drama.
But basically, the brass tacks of it was simply this. I told you in the last email, Bo, that, what these trolls do, they ruin friendships. And the fact that you went ahead and started talking to Marty, well, I had to,
Oh, he doesn't care, dude. He talks about all of his friends behind their backs. Don't ride in a cab with them because he'll talk about you.
I had to protect my interests and catch you right off.
I had to shut him up with the inappropriate things he would come home and talk about in front of my children. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. Nobody needs to hear that.
So we want to correct that. And now
I don't need to hear about anybody's dalliances in Richmond. Nobody wants to hear that. You don't need to be putting nobody's business out there either.
Right. And then for this person that is been driving by the house and is now trying to attack.
I did see a picture of somebody jogging by your house. That is really, really, really pathetic. Just saying.
Wait, you saw a picture?
Yeah. Some guy driving by and it says, this is my neighbor. And
Yeah. Okay, that's the deal with this guy. We know who he is. It's the plumber guy that
the groggy-eyed and fried? Oh, y'all get this. So groggy-eyed and fried wants to be all underneath my videos, calling me all kinds of nasty names. Well, guess what? If I'm so much like that, that must mean my mom is, and my mom's friends with your wife.
What a small world.
Dun, dun. Sucks to be you.
Small world we live in Richmond. Everybody knows everybody. But let me just say this. I know, because I confronted you via email. I told you to, if you keep it up, we're going to make contact with your wife. We're going to make contact with your wife.
I made contact with you, and you tried to send me a friend request on Facebook today, Mr. You know who I'm talking about, groggy eyed.
Let her know exactly what you've been doing. I know you've been taking pictures.
Either that or she can hear it from her friends.
I know you've been taking pictures. You're supposed to talk to the neighbor. Now, I have not talked to the neighbor, but I am going to talk to the neighbor, and we're going to correct this. This is the situation at hand.
I just want to say I have no need to attack any of y'all. Not one of y'all. I have better things to do with my time. But, hey, there's a big but there. I will fight back.
The situation is, if you continue doing this, because you've been warned, not once, but twice, not 3 times.
I know, they're all over their videos.
4 times.
They warned me.
If
I haven't done anything yet.
continue doing what you do, it's going to be detrimental to you.
Yeah, I mean, what do they think?
It's going to be detrimental to you, Mr. Burden. I'm going to say it, Mr. Burden, in so many ways.
Oh, I didn't know we were talking about Tim Burton. No, I'm just kidding. I wish. He's an awesome person. Sorry, I love Jack Jack.
I'm telling you right.
I love you some Jack Jack.
I'm telling you right now. This is going to come to a head. And you are not going to be on the winning end. You keep taking pictures and giving the pictures to this guy, it's going to come to a halt because, first of all, you will not be able to do that anymore. Because if I have my way with it, you're going to be paying me some money. And secondly...
I know that's right.
And secondly, Mr. Marty, you want me to sue you.
Yeah, you want me to sue you too, or
You want
keep
me to sue
threatening me
you?
with a lawsuit.
All good things come to those that wait. All good things come to those that wait. And sometimes, like I said before in that last video, Mr. Marty, it might be your worst fucking nightmare. Worst fucking nightmare. Just wait, and you'll find out the outcome soon enough.
Well, they do say what's one person's trash is another person's treasure, and I'm going to hate and regret that one, I know.
This video is basically with me and Melody tonight. Kevin's not in this.
Yeah, y'all want to critique me so bad.
So this is with me and Melody. This is what we got, and we're here sitting here doing this radio show, and with no music, of course. I could do my rap, but I don't rap because I don't like rap music. Okay, but anyway,
I do if it's good. Like if a person actually sits down and takes the time to write, like really write, then yes. And if it's good, yes.
Let me say this:
half these people out here just making music with nothing.
M. Saunders, I don't totally hate you. I think that you have some good within you. M. Saunders, I think you have some good within you. But if you
needed help with your drug abuse, why didn't you come to those around you?
I think, though, that your problem is that you're about ready to crash, and you're kind of in the same way that you want acceptance. You thought by joining this, kind of like Jeremy. I mean, there's some similarities with Jeremy that you want to be accepted. But I think
don't we all just want to be loved?
By you. Saunders, by you, being involved in this, and wanting to be accepted by these people, it's not about fun and games. It's my livelihood. It's my life that's being desecrated by these people.
But what he doesn't realize is the second they turn on him, it's going to be his life that's desecrated. But he hasn't stopped long enough to think about that.
I'm just saying, if you continue associating with them, if you continue being a part of what they do, that's going to happen soon enough.
Pussies hide behind computers, just like Ruby said, and just like I've said to y'all thousands of times.
So Saunders, Mike Saunders, the bottom line is, you continue doing that, continue being part of that, they're going to turn on you as well, and it'll be poetic justice. Because they all turn in to themselves. They will go ahead and turn amongst themselves. Now, do you want to talk about Mr. Michigan?
No, not really.
Okay.
I did want to talk about one.
Well, I want to just say one thing right off the bat now.
Hold on. When you're done, I want to talk.
Well, you want to say something first?
Yeah, I do. I want to go ahead and start by saying that, I hear a lot of talk. I hear a lot of bullshit. I smell a lot of bullshit. So let me put this out. 9 years ago, on February 25th, my daughter was born. It was also the day the doctor walked in and told me, congratulations, you have a baby girl.
And the same...
By the way...
Same birthday as Ric Flair.
I found cancer.
Woo! Yeah.
So by that was my birth announcement for my daughter.
Wow.
That I had cancer. So yes, I've had it for 9 years. I have been in and out of remission. Those crap drugs they have on the market do not work. They don't. But see, in this day and age, we do know it works. So continue attacking me for something so stupid. I mean, come on now. Bravo, man, you've attacked a cancer patient and a mother of 3 that does nothing but take care of her children to ensure they get straight A's, and they don't turn out to be bullies like y'all. Yeah. They're good people.
Your daughter has the same birthday as Ric Flair.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's February 25th.
Oh.
You know that?
No, I did not.
Wheeling Dillon.
Now you know.
Ric Flair.
You're stealing, son of a gun.
Didn't Ric Flair...
That's...
Who came to the clubs just recently? The wrestler.
Which wrestler are you talking about?
Some famous wrestler just came to the clubs like 2 years ago. It was Pure Pleasure. I wasn't there at the time.
Oh, fuck. Honky Tonk Man.
Wrestling is
Honky
not...
Tonk Man. That's right. The Honky Tonk Man came to Richmond.
I don't watch wrestling. I don't watch wrestling anymore.
I really don't.
No, because it's garbage.
It's not what it was.
The Rock left and I'm done. Rikishi's not there anymore. I can't see stinky faces. I'm done.
Wrestling
I'm done.
is not the way it was when you had the Nate, Tully Blanchard, Ole and Arn Anderson.
Everyone's got to be so fucking politically correct.
Ole Arn Anderson, Sting.
Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior did nothing for me. Ultimate Warrior was overrated.
No, he was fun.
The Undertaker.
He was overrated. Undertaker.
Undertaker.
Here you go. I'm going to throw in a little something. This is Paul Bearer. My Undertaker is going to destroy you. Paul Bearer is here with the Undertaker. Okay, that's my imitation. And of course, we'll do one more imitation since I'm here. This is William Shatner with Rescue 911. Spock, is there any light in Uranus? Or if there's any light under your asshole cheeks?
Hold on, Nanny. We need to get that penicillin. Let me go get that penicillin real quick.
And that's the humor. That's part of the humor of the show. So I'm multi-talented, multifaceted. Don't need trolls to make my show. I am multi-talented. I am multifaceted. Okay, that's faceted. Now, what was that? What were we talking? I was getting to one. Okay.
Watch out for that guy.
Let me say this. I'm just going to say. I'm going to say this. There are a lot of double agents that are out there. This is not Kristen saying this. I'm going to say it myself. You want? I mean, I don't have to.
There are two-faced people out there.
There are double agents out there. I don't trust a certain person in Michigan. I'm not going to name his name.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it because I was the one that saw the video. I was the one that saw the video, and I made it clear to Kristen about it. I'm sorry. Once a snake, always a snake.
But in my defense, I actually agree with him. I mean, in order to find a snake, sometimes you got to put some bait out there. And, you know, I wish he would have told me about it first. I mean...
And out of respect for Kristen.
Yeah, just out of respect.
Out of respect for Kristen, I'm not going to mention the name.
I would have been right there with you, dude. I would have helped you out. So.
But this is the situation for what it is.
Oh, I did want to bring up something else.
Okay.
I seen a video that says debunking Melody. Well, I've already proved your drug theory out the fucking water. Now about the movie Dave. Wow. As a matter of fact, I want to say that I did look up that video just to find out the time stamp of where I was. And I've been told that I have a really creepy doll haircut. That's so funny. No. We're going to bring this up because I am sick and tired of this shit. So, creepy doll hair and bites her nails. Yeah, that's me. Oh, hold on. Let's do it like this. Who is that? Is this a Gordon Weaver? Okay, let's zoom out a little bit. Oh, who's that adorable little 5-year-old right there biting her nail? Oh, damn, you can see my hand. Yeah, I still bite my nails. Let me hide that. But yeah.
Is that you?
Yeah, that's me biting my nails.
There you go.
Still. Oh, and I've got, Oh, here we go. Found this one too. Oh, look. There I am again with my creepy doll bangs. Damn, I really don't change. My friends weren't kidding. And then